Inspired radio show only on BeExposedRadio.com. I slid into that one.
Yeah,
that's right.
That was smooth.
Yeah. See, I'm working it out.
Okay.
We're gonna have us an intro and outro soon.
I see what
you want. You want to sing on it?
No.
Who's singing on the intro now? There was something I heard.
Well, for Be Exposed.
Okay.
That was Naomi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dope. Okay.
She was
cool.
a guest on here. She was actually my first real guest.
Word.
And they had her sing.
She's dope. She's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I follow her on Instagram and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, she's doing some great things.
Yeah,
I'm proud of her.
Yes. And she's a Morganite too.
Yes.
Because when I saw her at the event, I was like, you look familiar. Mm-hmm. And so we started talking. I'm like, Morgan.
Yes.
Like, we were actually in the choir for a short time. Together. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. She sang at City because I'm a City Knight.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. You know, how did you grow up? Where did you come from? Where were you born? Let's talk about that.
I was born here in Baltimore.
Okay.
And I moved away as a kid. I grew up in foster care and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I moved a whole lot.
Okay.
And I came back in 2002 for school, and I've been here ever since. Yeah.
My mom, she grew up in foster care.
Oh, word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her and a couple of my brothers. So she passed away now, but she told me all about her experience. You know, but she was an extremely strong woman. Very resilient. I will say that.
It makes you strong. Like, I don't know the background or backstory of why she was, but I know, my mom died when I was young, and then my dad was on drugs and stuff, so you're kind of forced to be strong, you know what I mean? Because you don't have that strong family support like, most normal kids have, so.
Well, I commend you.
Thank you.
For being an inspiration.
Thank you.
For being strong and for being a man of God.
Definitely.
And, and for doing the doggone thing.
Yes. There's nobody but God.
Nobody but God. Oh my Lord. Pieces. Did you sing that too at that's
Broken Pieces,
Broken Pieces.
Yeah, I did. I sung that there.
Okay, yeah. I knew I heard that one too. Okay, so but we'll wait for a few seconds before we play that one. But I hope you're enjoying it, you guys, Be Inspired family. I hope you're really, really enjoying it. I'm having a good time with Antonio. I'm glad he's here. And we're all glad, that he is here. So you grew up in PG County. So what was that like?
It was cool. I like it. I mean,
you know why I asked that? Because, I have mixed reviews of PG County. Like, not me. I'm saying I've heard mixed things about it.
It's cool. I mean, it's a county, but it's kind of hood because most of it is where I live was kind of right on the DC, right before you get to DC. So a lot of people that are from DC migrate to PG County. So it was hood.
Okay.
But I loved it. I mean, I loved high school was great. That was like the most stability I had in a long time. So I was in one school for 4 years, but every other school I went to, I was there for a short time, and I was moving a lot. So I enjoyed it. I was in a choir, and we traveled and everything. It was an amazing experience.
So, all right, Robbie, we're gonna hit it. We're gonna do the next song. So I'm gonna let. What? Lord have mercy. No. I mean, you got a little talent. All right, let's leave a little space at the end of the.
You got to freestyle though.
Let it freestyle at the end. At the end though, not right now. So get your stuff together, and then at the end. All right, so.
Okay, cool.
I get wrapped up into listening to it. He wants to. Hold on. I want to hear it again.
You want to hear what?
The song.
Wait, I've heard this song.
Yeah.
Was you at was she at the event?
Huh?
Was she at the event?
So
Taylor, weren't you at the event? What's the name? Which at the See Baltimore Forward?
Oh yeah, I was there. Okay,
That's
so that's
where
probably where you heard it. That's probably where.
You got a good memory.
Oh yeah, I remember this song too for the Sea Baltimore tour.
I really like it.
Is this stuff on YouTube?
I actually have a music video for this.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And that was Broken Pieces. So we didn't get you to set up the song before we played it. So what was the inspiration behind that song?
The song, just like the other music, it comes from a personal experience. I was just kind of going through a lot and being hard on myself and trying to fix things on my own and all of that. And it was just a lot. And I had to come to myself and say, you know, I'm the one who messed this up, but I can't fix it. So I'm saying, you know, God, pick up the broken pieces.
Yeah.
That's the gist of the song.
I love
it's
that.
really, yeah. It came out. I mean, some of the best songs come out of a broken. When you're broken.
Can you tell everybody, Antonio, where they can get your music?
You can go to my website, www.antoniolong.com. The EP that I released it in October. So Broken Pieces is on that EP. All Right is on there along with 6 other songs. So, and I also have a music video for this as well. So,
Is that on YouTube?
yep, it's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some other music on YouTube
For
too.
Broken Pieces.
Yes.
Video. All right.
And you can go to www.antoniolong.com.
See, that's easy. www.antoniolong.com. Go there, and it rhymes. www.antoniolong.com. So you can't forget that. But go check out the video if you haven't already. Go to YouTube, check out that video, and listen. If you're tuning in right now, I want you to go and encourage some folks to come and listen in because Antonio is here. He's great. He's awesome. His music is even more awesome. It's just awesomeness all up in here. So please encourage somebody to listen in tonight and be inspired by the music. So with that being said, what really inspires you, Antonio, in general? Where do you find your inspiration? Where do you get your inspiration?
You know what? Everything now. You know, because people inspire you, situations, life experiences. It could be something I'm dealing with at the job. You know, of course, God inspires me. I look for inspiration everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, so.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm inspired by a lot of people. I love Stevie Wonder's music. I love Music Soul Child.
Yeah.
I love people like D'Angelo, Doobie Powell, Kim Burrell.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Vocal beats.
I'm a big Brandy fan.
Yeah.
But I can't say that name too loud because last time I was here,
Oh.
I almost got beat up
Yeah.
and kicked out the
Don't worry
radio
about that,
station
guys. Don't worry about that.
Really?
because I
Yeah.
said Brandy name.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
no.
yeah, we got into a heated debate. Yeah, Nate was about to drag me.
Oh. I'm not going to do
But-
that because I like Brandy too.
I love
don't
Brandy.
want
That's my favorite R&B
She's
singer.
awesome.
Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
So many people.
So many,
You know, and there's a lot of local artists. I listen to a lot of different artists and stuff, and I just get inspiration from. And artists, we do that. We feed off of each other. We get inspired by each other. Whenever I'm inspired, it's just like it's never really anything contrived. You know, I might write a song, and then when I go to record the song, you know, I kind of may, you know, change certain parts or whatever, just depending on the music or the mood or whatever. But yeah, and once it's like I go through these spells where I don't write, but then once I write a song and I'm feeling it, it's like I keep writing. So like I have a new song coming out within the next month or two, and it's a great song. It's called Really Love, and so I wrote that song maybe 2 months ago, and so we just finished recording it. And but ever since I wrote the song, I'm steady writing. I just can't. I'm just kind of like on the road. So yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What inspires you? Like, is it life, the things that you went through, or
A little bit of everything. That now it's kind of like with my music now. I want to be more transparent, and so sharing what I've been through, life experiences. I haven't really gotten a chance to be as transparent. I think starting off as a gospel artist or a Christian artist, it's easy to be cliche.
Yes,
It's
it
easy
is.
to kind of fit in to what the norm is or the
Yes.
box or whatever.
I like that.
And I found myself kind of doing that because I didn't know how to be transparent and I wasn't as in touch with who I am and as connected to my purpose. But as I get older and as I grow more, I'm more and more connected to my purpose. And so, so with this new song, Really Love is not a gospel song, but it's a song that's relatable to everybody, and it's straight from my personal experiences or whatever. So hopefully I can come back and share that with
You
you
coming
guys
back?
when you come back.
We already set
Yeah.
that up.
Yeah.
When
So
it's really- yeah.
so just life. I mean, that's better. You know what I mean? Because people want to relate. People want you to be relatable. So I don't want to be cliche anymore. I don't want to just touch the surface. I want to
Yes.
be transparent
I love
with my
that.
music.
That's the kind of stuff that people like. Like even I think about even with preaching, people appreciate transparency even when you're preaching, not just scratch your surface or being cliche. They want to hear something that they can get in, they can be in touch with, something that they can say, oh, you know what, I went through that too. Oh my goodness. So, what are some of the obstacles that you've had to deal with in pursuing your music career or being in the industry?
A lot. I would say one of the main things, obviously the support. I think we live in an area that's full of talent. Talent comes like a dime a dozen. But I think that people aren't as supportive. Like the support doesn't meet the level of the creativity and the talent in this area. So trying to get people to support and not be numb, because people seem so numb to music and singers and artists because there's so many people. But that doesn't, sometimes that bothers me, but not as much as it used to. But one of the main things is just being taken seriously and knowing my worth. You know what I mean? When you first start off, people call it paying your dues. And you kind of go places for free, and you're just kind of trying to get the exposure. But after you start getting serious about it and you start stepping your game up and you're in the studio, you're making quality music, you're doing photo shoots, you're doing all of these different things. Of course, promotion and stuff, all of that stuff costs money, and people don't really understand that. And I think we as musical artists, I think that we have it, I don't want to say the worst, but we have it harder than a lot of people.
Oh my goodness! So we on break. We are. Is that right? Oh my God! We can talk straight on through the break, but that was a good conversation. Yes.
Well, that's all right.
That's all right. I know, right? So again, break, and we will be back to talk to Antonio Long on the BeingFoolsRadio.com. I was like,
but it's kind of like it's something like, I feel like people who do music, like singers and stuff, like, all right, so somebody who crochets or they sell or they have a boutique, they sell clothes or whatever the case may be, people don't really usually expect stuff for free because they're in a sense doing retail, but when it comes down to people who sing, people look at it like you were born with that gift, so you should freely just give that gift away. And I think you should give that gift sometimes, but like people don't realize how much goes into it. The time, the practice, the preparation, and then the money. So everybody wants you to come somewhere for free and do whatever, and it's cool. Sometimes you got to know when to do it. But my experience has been, especially like with churches or whatever, they just want you to come. A lot of churches just want you to just come. And it just kind of gets tired because it's like you're going nowhere. You know what I mean? And it's not to say that it's all about money, because God is going to bless you.
But that's your gift as well.
Right.
This is your talent. This is your talent too. So you should be able to get paid for your talent. That's how I feel. I'm like,
and not even just that. Like, is a business.
Yes,
people don't even realize that it's a business. Like if you're operating the way you're supposed to be operating. I mean, if it's not just a hobby,
right?
You know what I mean? It's a business. When I call a photographer to get a photo shoot, they want to know, like, what's your budget? You want somebody to shoot a music video, what's your budget? You hit a producer up or whatever, what's your budget? everybody wants to know what your budget is. You know what I mean? So when I say what's your budget, it's kind of like, so that's been a big thing for me. So like I kind of struggle with that a little bit, but yeah. So.
Have you ever had to turn anything down?
A lot of stuff, and just here recently.
Yeah.
Because I was going to churches and stuff like every weekend. It was like every weekend nonstop, community events, churches and stuff, and I wasn't asking for nothing. You know what I mean? And it was cool because I needed that exposure. But as
2 minutes before we come back on,
2 minutes.
as I started to really do more and put more into my music and stuff, I was like, dang, I'm kicking out a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, yeah. So, or even looking for a place to rehearse or something, just trying to.
Spaces and stuff.
But like, I couldn't even get rehearsal at the church. You know what I mean? Like, people won't even let you come places that I went for free. So it's like, okay. You kind of see, you start to put things in perspective and you start to see, okay. You know what I mean? So you got to be wise with your decisions when you go for free. And,
what other, do you have other services you offer too?
There are other things that I can do that I want to do that I haven't done as much. But singing is primarily, yeah. I won't say I stay busy, but I stay progressive.
So what's like a typical day?
I work a full-time job.
Oh, really?
So that's the other thing. I work a full-time job. So, so I take a lot from my full-time resources to put into my music and stuff. You have to. Sometimes it's like sacrifice, rob Peter to pay Paul type stuff, but I really believe in I believe in what I'm doing. And so, I sacrifice. But, I work full-time. So Monday through Friday. And so after that, whatever. Yeah.
Have you ever thought I could quit this job?
Don't play with me. Don't even play. Every day. Every day.
I know how you feel.
Yes, I'll be. But my time is coming.
That's right. I know that's
it's definitely coming. So but you do what you gotta do. I mean, because when I've been at my job for 8 years.
Okay.
And when I went there, I wasn't an artist. I was just kind of dibbling and dabbling as a hobby. You know what I mean? I didn't realize I was going to get serious. So being at my job has been a blessing because I wouldn't be able to do half the stuff I do if I didn't have a job or didn't work there. So it's definitely been a blessing, but it's not my passion.
Right.
So
it's a means to an end.
exactly. It's the hustle.
That's right.
The main hustle to get to the other hustle.
Right. The Be Inspired Radio Show over here on BigExposedRadio.com. We got all kinds of hiccups and stuff going on, but that's all right.
It's real.
We're here. That's right. We are real, and we're glad you're tuning in. I didn't get a chance to do this, but I do want you to text in if you have any questions for Antonio, 443-642-9403, or call us at 410-702-5657. I know you're out there listening. I know you are. I know you are. But you know what? Antonio Long is our guest for tonight. We're talking about inspired by music. And we were talking about some stuff on the break, too, and some of the obstacles that, we've had to overcome. And he's had to overcome, and and his busy schedule and working a 9 to 5, and sometimes people don't realize artists, even though you're out there grinding, you still have a job, you're doing this, you're not doing this for free. You're coming out of your time, your resources, and your money, and that's why the support is so important from you guys, because a lot is going into this. And they're passionate and doing it because they love what they do and they want to inspire. So I'm always going to stand on the soapbox of support because it's necessary. It really, really, really is. So call us at 410-702-5657 or text us at 443-642-9403. And if you're just tuning in, you missed it. We played 2 of Antonio's songs. But you have a chance to tune in live on YouTube. Just look up the Be Inspired Radio Show. If you missed the first part of the show, don't worry. Go there. You can listen to it live. Well, not live. It won't be live then. It will be a re-air, but you know, still, if you missed it, go to YouTube. We're live on there now. But we want to encourage you to always go to www.beexposedradio.com. That's still our number one choice. That is our station. So you gotta go there. www.beexposedradio.com. See, live on YouTube, that's an alternative because we want to give you more than one way. But go to www.beexposedradio.com and tune in, support this radio station, and support our artist Antonio Long, who is part of the Be Exposed radio family, because this is not his first time on here, so he's part of the family now. So let's talk about what you have coming up. What are some of the stuff you got coming up that you're going to be doing? New music. Tell us about that.
Well, the new song that I'm working on is called Really Love. It features another artist from Baltimore, Rochelle. And it's an amazing song produced by Ramon Shelton. And it has some great musical artists from the DMV. I mean, not musical artists, musicians from the DMV.
Oh, wow.
On there. It's going to be really great. So we're finished recording that. So I'm thinking within the next month or two, I'll have it out to the public.
And he will be back on the Be Inspired radio show when that gets released. He will be here. We get to hear it, and you guys have to really show your support. We're going to be promoting, so we're going to make sure we do our job. We're going to do our part on this end to make sure we have a great turnout. But we're going to have him back. So, do you have any like concerts or events that you're going to be doing?
I don't have anything just yet. I've just been taking some time to get this. We've been working on this for a couple of months, so but I'll definitely be doing some things soon.
Yeah. So you got to look out for him. And where can people find you?
www.antoniolong.com.
Okay. Are you on social media?
Yes, I am on Instagram, Antonio Long Now. Twitter, Antonio Long Now. And what did I say? Oh, and Facebook. Facebook, Antonio Long. If you want to follow me on Snapchat, Antonio Long.
I like that.
Periscope, Antonio Long Now.
So we on Periscope, we on Facebook, he's on Instagram, Twitter. Go to his website, www.antoniolong.com.
And I just like to send people there because you can get all my social media.
Okay, so that makes more sense. Okay, so do that. So go to www.antoniolong.com. Everything that you need to know about him is right there. All his social media tag names, all of that. Go there, check it out. Find out about his music, purchase his music, find out about his schedule, all of that. You gotta go. Support somebody who is really doing it and putting in work on the inspirational music scene. Yep. So you guys, you got any questions? What about you, Jabril?
I think I asked, I'm trying to think of something else. Oh, well, does anybody else in your family have like a musical background?
Not that I know of.
Like, did anybody do like choir singing? Because you said you was on choir, right?
Well, in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't sing in church. I actually didn't grow up in church or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really that close to my family, so I don't know.
Okay.
I know my parents didn't have any musical talent.
You said you didn't grow up in the church. What led you in that path then? Your inspiration was saying.
Yeah. Well, I lived with a relative for like 2 years.
Okay.
And when I was younger, and I went to church.
Okay.
And that's kind of what
sparked for you.
What kind of started me just thinking about God.
Okay.
And when I got older, when I went to Morgan, like I had a relationship with God as a kid. I would pray every night and read the Bible. Like I just knew God was real, even from a young age. But when I got older, I started doing my own thing and just kind of wasn't thinking about God. But I felt Him drawing me back to Him all the time through dreams, through whatever.
Wow.
I could feel Him wanting me to come back. But it wasn't until I really hit rock bottom. I lost everything. Got evicted, lost my job, my car, I had to leave school. There was so much going on. I didn't have any support. I was homeless. It was a lot. And I had no choice but to turn to God.
Right,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
And because I knew that for some reason I knew that it wasn't going to him just because I needed to get that stuff back, but I knew deep down that he was using all of that stuff to draw me back to him. I knew that. So, yeah.
And you seem very grounded. When you
Sometimes.
Yeah, you do. I know. I'm just, being honest. You know, being grounded doesn't mean you're perfect. It just means that you give thought about what's going on in your life.
Yeah, definitely.
And give, and to me that is grounded. Sometimes we make decisions just off the cuff.
Right.
About what's going on. I'm upset right now, so forget all your
right.
But you seem grounded,
I just think it's a journey, and I don't know, like for some reason as I get older, and even as a kid though, and growing up, like I just was always connected to, I just kind of saw some of the dots and saw God's hand in it. Yes. You know what I mean? So like, he says, acknowledge me in all thy ways and I'll direct your paths. And and that's in the good, the bad, your ways, you're wrong, you're good, whatever. Yeah. And I do, and he's been directing me, he's been leading me. So.
Do you have a team of people you work with your music?
On different projects. With the EP, I worked with Junior Lee, with Faith Junkie Production. He's in Delaware.
Oh, nice.
And so he had some people out there, a team that he worked with. I worked with him. I don't have a set team that I work with all the time, and it's cool because I like to get different perspectives on my music and collaborate. So with the new song I'm working with Ramon Shelton, and he brought a team in. So
that was nice.
Yeah, and so it's cool. It's always cool working with new people, different people.
So what's some other things you like to do other than music? Like, do you have any hobbies or some little known things that people might not know that you like to do?
Yeah,
like fun stuff.
I don't know if this is fun, but I'm
kind
of getting into like graphic design a little bit. Like I've taken an interest.
You did you do that? Did you create that?
Yeah,
that was on Instagram. I looked at that. I was like, wait a minute.
Really?
That looks so professional.
Thank you.
That was really nice.
I'm kind of getting into it a little bit. A friend of mine, she used to handle my website and do all of my graphics and stuff, and she kind of showed me a little bit. So I ended up taking over the site, so I do my site and stuff. And when I have an event or if I'm releasing something, most of the time I'll try to do it myself. Because, I like ask people to do it, and then, I pay someone to do it, but then I find myself like sending it back all the time, and I'm like, I want this. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me give this a shot myself. So I dibble and dabble in the graphic design. So that's kind of like
I'm telling you, I said that in the email. I was like, that flyer? Don't say that on that. Did we do the messenger on Facebook? Yeah, okay. Well, I was like, that flyer was
Thank you.
So that's really, really, really awesome. You got any questions? I see your wheels turning. That's why I turned to you.
She's so like
yeah, she is.
I was gonna ask about like your songwriting process and what you.
I want to say anything like.
I was gonna ask about your songwriting process and how long it really takes to like complete a song. Like once you write it, to actually like recording it and like releasing it. Like how does that work?
It varies, honestly. It depends on how quick you get on it and how inspired I am. Because like with Really Love, the song that I'm putting out, I mean, the day that I wrote it, because I knew I wanted to have a feature on it, the day that I wrote it, I hit the feature up and I hit the producer up, and it was one of those things like, I need to move on this. So we're done the song, I wrote it in January. So, I mean, like the recording process takes some time, just depending on where you record or who you're using to record or whatever, or the producer you're working with. But it all depends. It could take a few months sometimes. It just depends. Yeah, because I mean, you're working with producers who are working with other people, and then you work a full-time job and you have different schedules and stuff like that. So you have to really make time, unless you do it full-time. Like if I did music full-time, I'll have way more music out, you know what I mean? Of course, budget plays a part as well, but the creative process for me, as far as just writing a song and knowing where I'm going with the song, like once I get a melody and I know where I'm going, like it just I'm rolling with it, you know, for the most part. So yeah.
So we get ready to wrap up this part of our segment. Actually, winding down. We're almost at the end of the show.
That went quick.
It did. It went really fast. But so we're gonna take another break. When we come back, we're gonna wrap up the show. We're gonna talk more about where you can find Antonio, how you can get his music, and you know what? That's gonna be it. We're gonna have him back on the show. So tune back in to the Be Inspired Radio Show only on BigSoulsRadio.com. When I first went to 2 hours, it was hard to fill up the time.
Really?
I was on 1 hour at first. It was so hard to try to fill it up. And then when I had a guest, I was like, I had prepared, prepared with questions. But, I feel like it's better to just kind of organically let it flow because, okay, so, where were you born?
Right.
What school did you go to?
Right.
That could be so...
Right.
So, my husband just gave me his compliment.
He's listening.
He said, you sound so good.
Oh. You have a radio, I was listening to you out there, like you have like seeing somebody a lot in person, sometimes you don't really, but just listening, I was like she got a radio, like, I can hear you like on like AM, FM radio. Do you want to do, is that something you want to do?
Yes.
Like that's your pet, that's what you really want to do?
That is something I really want to do.
So, yeah, I can hear it, like you have
That's all you need is a little confirmation. Yes. And I was saying that because it's funny that you encourage me like that because you know how you get to a point in which you're doing and you're like, Lord, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, I feel like this is my passion, but maybe I'm not getting the ratings that I want, or I might be competing with other shows, and and so that's why I gave the little spiel that I gave in the beginning, like, don't give up, because, you might be on the verge of something.
Yeah.
You determine and confirm it. And
no doubt.
I appreciate that.
Like, I can, and then when people can't flow, where they can't improvise, or kind of just, like, be on the fly with it. Like, you can be on the cuff. Like, you got that, like, real naturally. So, yeah. You reminded me of Joy. She be on 88.
Yes, I've heard her before.
Yeah.
But my cousin is Dee Farmer.
Oh, that's your cousin?
That is my first cousin.
She's on 600, having 600.
She used to be on. Used to be on WBGR years ago. Yeah, Dion Farmer.
Dion Farmer. Got you. Yeah.
And she's on 88.
Okay. Yeah,
that's my first cousin, and I'll tell you, because we weren't like close growing up, because she's some years older than I am. But I never saw myself in radio like that. Never. And then out of nowhere, this passion came up in me to do it. And when the opportunity came here, I jumped on it. And it's just been great ever since. And it's funny because other doors have been opening. Like doors to host events and MC events and media coverage. And I said, thank you, Lord.
Yeah. It's just like, I was telling myself, I often remind myself, you just gotta, like you said earlier, keep going. It's like if you stop, and I do have moments like, I'm ready to stop. I just the other day, I was just kind of like, what's the point? I mean, I really, I felt like that, but I'll have those moments, then it's like, you push through those moments, because it's like, if you give up, you're never gonna, you just never know. Like you said, you could be on the brink of something coming through, or you're doing, what you really want to do. And
I think it's so unfair to yourself to stop short of what you never know what you might accomplish. And if you stop just shy of that, that's so unfair to yourself. That's why I have to remind myself, like, that's so unfair. And don't get it twisted. My husband has many talks with me, because I'll be like, you know what, forget it. I'm not going back to that station. I'm not hosting another event. And I literally be like, I'm just not doing it. I'm not feeling it this week. And then he'll be like, no, you had to do it.
Yeah. Like, even like, because, you spend a lot of money putting out projects and stuff. I mean, the money you pay, the thousands of dollars you pay to put out stuff. And then you see the return when you put it on iTunes and stuff, and you're promoting, but it may seem like people aren't buying your music and stuff. It is enough to make you really be like. But what you said earlier, like even if it's two people that you're, I was really listening the whole time I was out there. But it's it's like it all goes back to purpose.
Yes. We're going to continue this conversation. So we were talking about purpose and moments when you feel like giving up. And I just want to thank Antonio publicly because he encouraged me offline, off air about, sounding really good on the air. My husband sent me something just now saying you sound so good tonight. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. There was a point when I was like, this is really what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not seeing... sometimes I'm not seeing the ratings or hearing the people calling in and, listening. But then when you hear somebody like Antonio coming in and say, you know what, you sound really good, those little points of encouragement is all you need to get you over that hump. Look at Robbie going. That's all you need, and, I was listening to Antonio. He was telling me, some of the stuff that he's gone through, moments that he wanted to give up. And that's all you need is that boost. You were saying too, you were like, you might not see the people buying your music.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, you don't know who's watching. Then I remind myself, we're in a time where music is free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it sucks for the artists. You know what I mean? I think people who do movies and people who do music, we kind of, but more so people who do music, but it is what it is. So, but you still never know who's listening, who's watching, or whatever. So, and who you're reaching.
That's the truth.
And that's what it's all about.
It really is. At the end of the day, somebody's whole life. Let me tell you how awesome God is, right? You might be doing what you're doing, right? 2, 3 people might be listening in, tuning in, buying. And then you might have somebody whose whole life might get turned around because they came in contact with you. And they might turn around and be like, you know what? You blessed me. I'm about to write you $1 million check. Set your whole life off. You know what I mean? That's why you can't stop. Because you never know who you... And it's not about getting $1 million blessing. It's about keep doing what you're doing because you don't know whose life you're touching. You don't know who you're inspiring. You don't know whose life might get turned around because they heard all right, it's going to be all right, or they heard broken pieces and was like, my life is, this is my life right now, but I'm gonna be okay,
And I always reference Tyler Perry. I don't know if you saw the video he did a few years ago where he's talking about when he first started doing his shows. And it wouldn't be a lot of people there. And he kept doing the shows and kept doing the shows. But, that's an inspiration to me to see, you have shows and don't nobody show up. You put he's saying he put all of these thousands and thousands of dollars. And he seemed like he was just wasting money or whatever. But now look where he is because he just kept going. You know what I mean? And I always think about that to kind of help me, not give up or whatever. But then when you're passionate about it and you just do it for the love of it, I'm like, I love what I do. I love writing music. I love creating music. I'm a creative person. I think I would die if I couldn't create. You know what I mean? That's what I'm created to do. So because I love it so much, I can't give up.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
You can't stop, even if you wanted to. I always say that. You can't. It'll be that burning desire, that always burning desire. And
I can't forget that God touched me, gave me the gift. I couldn't even write music. Like in high school, I tried to write a song. We did a CD, right? And they was asking for submissions for the CD, and we were good. Like, we was dope. And we did a live recording, so he was like, submit music. I submitted a song. I didn't know what I was doing. The choir director, he didn't even acknowledge the song. I mean, I didn't know, but I could not write music. I just didn't have it. But for some reason, like when that gift, it's like he literally just touched me with the gift to write music. And it's not easy writing all the time. So, I just can't not do anything with it. You know what I mean? So for me to just give up and not do nothing is like, I don't want to ever be in that place where I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be in that place. Yeah. That's a miserable feeling.
I'm sure it is. Like now that I am doing what I'm doing, if I stopped, I would feel horrible.
Yeah.
I would be like, because this is, and it's really just a stepping stone, really, to other doors that are going to be open. That's how I feel. So I can't stop this because then I might miss out on the next thing, or the next door, or the next opportunity. And that's what I don't want. That's why I'm like, I got to keep this momentum going. And there may be weeks that's better than other weeks. But the press is real. And with God, all things are possible. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I don't have to rely on my own strength.
Right.
Which is really cool.
And when you're consistent, like that's the other thing too. People want consistency. I think you was talking about it earlier. People, like the people, like you may hear a song on the radio, like 92Q or something that's not like a good song, but you be like, why people like this song or whatever, but they're constantly playing this song. It's constantly in people's face.
Lee Sean said that.
Right. And then you hear a song you don't really like, but then you, like when I heard the song by Rihanna, The Saints About to Judge Me, the work song, I was like, what is this?
And that's everybody.
I listen any station I listen to. I listen 95.9 too, but I listen to 104.3 too. They play it on that station. Like every station I listen to, they play that song. But now I kind of like it. It's catchy or whatever. So it's like, but that's because it's constantly in my face. But if you're constantly in people's face, it's like eventually people won't catch on. You know what I mean? Eventually, you just gotta stay with it, stay consistent. You know what I mean?
Consistency is key, and we have come down to the end of the Be Inspired radio show for this week. So listen, don't forget this Saturday, April the 2nd, 2016, is the Be Exposed Radio Open House. You gotta be there, you guys. You gotta come. All of the personalities on Be Exposed Radio is gonna be in the house. And if you're a business owner, whatever you are, aspiring, whatever, come. You gotta come. This is gonna be an opportunity for you to shout out your business and support the radio station and all the personalities on our station. So be in the place. April the 2nd, 2016, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. And bring you some coins because there's going to be some vendors and exhibitors there. Support them. The key word is what? Support, support, support. Okay? So, listen, check us out next week on the Be Inspired Radio Show. But check out Antonio on www.antoniolong.com. Okay, I like that,
But add the extra W in.
Okay,
www.
Did I do?
You said www. It's like somebody gonna be like, I typed in what she said.
All right, let's do this one. We got 15 seconds. Let's do it together. www.antoniolong.com.
You funny.